I think it's important for you to understand a little bit about this conference and how it began. It did, as many of these things do, it was around a luncheon, and we started asking questions about this Gen 6 car, what it was going to be like, how the fans were going to respond, how different was it from everything else, and that begat the idea of picking up the phone and calling the people at NASCAR to see whether or not we could put this event on. And I am delighted that we have such a great group of people here to share with you their insight. Can you detail the changes on the 2013 car versus the 2012? What are the significant changes?
The Gen 6 is a new car, but it's 65 years of experience. This is a convergence of modern technology, knowledge, experience, ability with our heritage. The name across the top of the windshield, as you've seen, is something that's already been out there, and the teams are, this is the way the cars will show up in Daytona and race with the drivers' names across the front of the windshield. One thing I will confirm this morning is the fact that in addition to the name of the driver across the windshield, we are adding immediately the badge of the manufacturer on either side of the name. So Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford will have the identification next to their driver's name on the windshield of their car.
Great, that's wonderful. Robin, we've got some questions from the audience. Can you detail the changes on the 2013 car versus the 2012? What are the significant changes?
Other than the body and everything that you can see here, but you know, we took the opportunity and we've had some safety enhancements for cars getting upside down, added to the roll cage, things like that. We're able to reduce the weight on the car about 150 pounds. We have increased our rear camber numbers, where it's an easy way to get car grip and add mechanical grip to the car. And so we've increased those numbers by about 70% from where we were.
Do you feel that the production car will benefit from the race car development?
We really landed on the Chevrolet SS, which is really the same architecture in which we build our Chevrolet Camaro, which has been very successful in the market in this growing regular sports segment. And then also the Holden Commodore. It's the same architecture, the same group of engineers works on them. And we really decided this was our moment to really connect in a very authentic way fuel-injected rear-wheel drive V8 architecture to what we're racing on the track to the showroom.
So here we have a car who was literally sculpted and was born in the studio where other cars are born. You walk into the studio and you get to see the formation of the NASCAR Fusion, and the designers getting excited. And in management reviews, you know, Jim Farley talks about it, and he walks into a management review for the Fusion, and there was all kinds of conversation that happened that normally wouldn't have happened. I mean, we normally don't sculpt you know, race cars in studios, but in this one we did.
From a fan's perspective, the start and park cars seem to be increasing. They're larger in numbers. When there is a big one, so few cars seem left to race. What are you doing to address this?
You know, NASCAR's formula for success for so long has been to be open to anyone that comes with a qualified package and can meet all the requirements from event to event. I point to Richard Childress, who today is one of the most iconic car owners our sport has ever had, who struggled in his early days. He literally, back in those days, would have been called a starting parker. But we see the significance he's contributed to our sport so many years later. The rules and regulations around that, if we tweaked them, we could eliminate the opportunity for the next Richard Childress or the next Tommy Baldwin. And while we understand the fact that it's irritating to us for someone maybe to take advantage of the rules for the moment, that leaving the rules alone is more advantageous for the opportunity than reacting to the rule and shutting that opportunity out for others to participate in the sport.
What is the plan to increase track attendance?
We want to be aggressive to build the future of NASCAR's style of motorsports.
A lot of work going on at the tracks to improve the connectivity and improve the fan experience. But at the end of the day, I don't think we ever lose sight in the marketing group that what we sell is great racing.
What automaker or automakers would you like to see come into NASCAR?
We all anticipate maybe the opportunity for other manufacturers to look at the sport and say, you know, I need to be there to compete against Chevrolet, Ford, and Toyota, and that's our aspiration. The more the merrier, but it starts with a good solid relationship with Chevrolet, Ford, and Toyota that's got us here right now.
NASCAR has been touting their new TV deal with Fox. How many races will be moved, quote, behind the paywall or cable TV or on cable TV? Please be specific and address the impact on fans.
We'll wait until we have the complete season packaged up with other broadcast partners before the determination will be made on who's airing what and those types of things. But the intent is for there to actually be more network races by 2015 than we have today.
Why no road courses in the Chase?
Just the way the schedule laid out when we created the Chase, and we were clear at the outset, and time can change this, but we weren't going to adjust the schedule to fit the Chase. The Chase just was an element we added at the last 10 races of the year, and when we did that, there wasn't any road courses in that part of our season. I'm not sitting here and saying that will never change, but there's nothing anytime soon.
Well, Mike, Robin, Kim, David, Jamie, and Jim, thank you for joining us, and thank you here in the audience for joining us with the Auto Week Racing Conference, The Road to Daytona.
Catch all the latest auto enthusiast news at AutoWeek.com, in Auto Week magazine and iPad edition. Talk with us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter at Auto Week USA.